That's all I ever want and I'm pushing for is that female characters, that queer characters, that POC characters, that POC queer characters are seen as people and get to be represented as people and not as some straight white dude's idea of it.
Firstly, I want to reiterate something that you have said, and I just feel like I have to speak it into existence because the people in back try to act like they can't hear it, but neither you or me or any other Black person has the obligation to educate or guide white people into allyship. That is work that they have to do for themselves, and you are just doing the Lord's work by really taking on that burden. You're a Black person. So I just want to thank you so much for all of that.
Yes, of course. I agree with that sentiment. It is not our job to do this. It's the job of the people who are in power and who have perpetuated this to dismantle it.
The only thing that separates me and George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, at this point, I'm convinced is luck. And that is terrifying.
What compelled you to post that first Instagram video, and what has motivated you to keep posting them?
I think what compelled me is 33 years of being a Black queer man and seeing countless headlines. The first time that I think I became aware of what happens in our country to Black people was Amadou Diallo, and I was 12 years old, and I didn't fully understand it. My mother was trying to explain it to me. And then Trayvon Martin, when I was 25, was the first time that I kind of took ownership and was like, oh, this is, because of how young Trayvon was, and I was 25 at that point, it just felt too close. And then obviously it's continued to happen, and with the pandemic and being stuck at home, and then Ahmaud Arbery, and then Breonna Taylor, and then George Floyd, it was just trying to navigate that and go to work on Zoom was too much to bear. And so that's why that first video came, because I was just trying to let my friends know that I was done taking care of their safety in terms of their whiteness, done taking care of their feelings and their emotions, that I had to express that the pain. It's a lot of pain. And then I kept making the videos because I kept having something to say.
If you're in a meeting and your Black coworker is impassioned because they're emotionally invested in whatever it is we're talking about, and your boss or some superior tries to put them back in their place, tries to correct their tone, how do you handle that? How do you as an ally step in?
I really felt connected to the video that you posted about the policing of Black people's tone of voice by white and non-Black people of color. Because as a Black woman, I kind of feel that twofold. If I speak passionately about something, then I consider to have a bad attitude, and bad attitude can very easily lead to being disrespectful, and that can become dangerous. And then when I'm in non-Black spaces, I don't want to speak the way I do with my friends and my family, because for some reason that invites non-Black people to turn on a Black scent, and that's really uncomfortable. What is your advice for people that are struggling to really show up as their authentic selves in non-Black spaces?
I think that what I've tried to start doing is saying it and calling it out. And that's uncomfortable. And I know that not everyone's going to be at that space. But if you can, with your, I don't even want to say you have to do it with love, but that's where I'm at. But if you pissed off, I think you just have to say it at this point. I think you have to be like, hey, this is inappropriate. And so I don't want to engage with you in this way. I want to be somewhere where I get to be my full authentic self. And if you're not the place where I can do that, then I need to look for something else, And obviously, depending on the financial constraints, you may not be able to do it immediately. So, that is what it is. But if you can't have your authentic self show up at work or at home or with your partner or with your friends, then we have to re-examine who we're spending our time with, I think. I think Big Mouth aligned with me because they're interested in telling stories from different POVs that are not just white, straight, and in a full way.
Missy, what is wrong with you?
What? Why? Why are you mad at me?
I'm mad because you're so weird. Why can't you be more normal?
Whoa, you're being really mean, Jesse. I thought we were going to be friends.
I'm so sick and tired of, and I feel this as an actor, right? Like being the accessory, being the tool, being the punchline, delivering the punchline, and not having more, you know, and they tell you, oh, could you just, could you be more yourself? When a casting director says that and you're like, oh, you mean like, you want me to be your version of whatever Black is? Sure, honey. And so like, I'm tired of that conversation.
Along that same line, in your most recent role in the Netflix film Feel the Beat, what is it about your character, Deco, that is different from what audiences are used to encountering of LGBTQ plus people on screen?
If it isn't the shrill little Shuthy.
Oh, Oscar de la Renta.
Where are my heels?
That's a really beautiful question. I think what makes him different is subtle, and hopefully will be felt, which is that he is not the punchline, and he doesn't deliver the punchlines. He is accepted inside of this world. I think it's an idealized idea of what we hope the world will be, which is that people can show up fully as they are, in a skirt if they want to, in their heels if they want to, and there's no conversation about it. It's like, oh yes, work. Because it's more about like, what do you bring to the table? Or do you offer love? Do you offer kindness? Do you offer empathy? And that's all I ever want and I'm pushing for, is that, you know, that female characters, that queer characters, that POC characters, that POC queer characters are seen as people and get to be represented as people, and not as some straight white dude's idea of it.
I feel like we spend so much time talking about the struggles of Blackness and how we can cope navigating this world, but I want to know, what brings you joy about your Blackness?
Oh my God. I love that question so much because it has been a long, arduous journey. Like, you know what I think we forget is that as Black people, especially Black people who occupy a lot of white spaces, I went to private school a lot, I went to NYU, the white supremacy works on you as well, right? The lack of seeing yourself, in value and in beauty and in joy works on you as well. And so I remember I said to my therapist at NYU that I thought that I would, which gives me chills saying this, if I were the most attractive Black person, I would never be as attractive as a white man. And my therapist, a white woman, looked at me with such horror. And that was the first time, I think it was 20 years old, I was like, oh, something is wrong. And so the last 13 years have been unpacking and unlearning this white supremacy that worked on me. And so what brings me joy is living single, is the Boondocks, is watching Toni Morrison's documentary and reading Toni Morrison and reading James Baldwin and immersing myself in a different world, and all these representations of us that are so full and so beautiful and often discarded inside of main society, right? It's just like, oh, that's the Black show over there. And it's like, no, Moesha is important. I'm sorry. Like, Moesha is quintessential. Girlfriends is an important, like, Sex and the City, great. Girlfriends, come on. Like,
Marinate on it.
seeing us be just excellent without making ourselves palatable for white people. That's what brings me such immense joy.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching I Have a Question. Interviewing these authors, entertainers, and all-around change makers is always the best part of my day, so I hope you enjoyed it too. If you really liked this video, make sure you show that love by hitting that like button and also subscribe to our channel.